I'm just drawing this filly to me. There she comes. As soon as she faced up, I released there. So I just start very slowly. And just because I just got her roped, in the beginning there, she's pretty concerned and afraid. So I just go right back to the extreme basics. Just having her yield those hindquarters to me, face me, and then right there I got my hand on her head there and just rubbed her a little. So she's not even that comfortable with me rubbing on her again, so I let her smell me a little bit, and then I just go right back to it. Yeah. So I'll go from the other side, just kind of get in that other eye, her right eye, change my body position and do that, because believe it or not, right there at this stage, that's a lot for the little horse to handle. I've done it quite a few times, but in the beginning, just got to start again, as if I hadn't ever done it. And this carryover, it's interesting because one might think that once you showed it to them, they would completely remember. But it's just about the instinct, the natural instinct for self-preservation that is at its highest. So it's going to kick in over everything. I keep doing that, rubbing her, petting her. She's flinching and guarded, and you'll see her just get better and better. So it's the persistence in going in there and just revisiting everything that you know has worked in the prior session or sessions, and just doing it over and over again. Repetition with quality. You can see right there she starts to change. There's a slight change. There she works her jaw there, works her mouth. That's what I'm talking about. She's just a little less fearful right there. Come up to me off the pressure off that rope on her neck. That's good. She came to me, took a couple steps toward me when I drew on that rope. And as she came to me, I just wanted to let her know that it's a place of peace there. She can have comfort if she comes to me. So it's important to release when they're that worried about advancing towards you when you ask them. Here I get ready for my halter. Same process. I introduce her to the halter by way of my hand, because my hand has been on her face and on her head and around her nose and such. So I just sort of incorporate the two. I just have that halter hanging over my hand. And as I pet her, she gets to touch that halter, maybe smell it, feel it on the side of her. And it's a different feel to her, and she knows it. So she's there. There she goes. She's trying. So I do it in stages. I get it on this particular weanling. I just get it over her ears first, and it's already tied with a knot. I mean, it's just got a knot that holds it on it. That halter is as loose as it's going to get. It's on the very end, so that I can get it over her head and her ears. And then what I try to do is work the noseband up over her nose. So it's just stages. If I'd try to do it in a more normal fashion, it'd be too much exposure, and she'd just really brace up and defend herself. So I didn't want to cause that. So we'll work it in stages, and eventually I won't have to work it in stages. One-handed as well. That's just something she can tolerate. So I'll honor that for now, because that's exactly where she'll let me do it. Just making adjustments, trying to inch it up a little bit because it's a big halter. So I'm just trying to slowly inch it up, shorten it up a little bit so that nose band rides a little bit higher on her nose, and that it's not going to come off. So I'm drawing on both the halter and the rope at the same time, mostly on the neck rope. I'm just drawing a little bit on that lead rope just to let her know that that halter is on her head. Just got to check back in with them so they remember. So sending her by, same thing I've been doing. Then drawing her to me. So I sent her by, rolled her over, had her face up, and then drew her to me. Roll her over, and then draw her to me. There I took a little bit more of a feel on the halter rope, on the lead rope, more than the neck rope. Because as soon as she'll allow me, I'm going to take the neck rope off and just go with halter.
Try and get some kind of balance on both sides.
Just rolling the hindquarters over, it'll yield those hindquarters, have her face me, go each way. And I'm just driving there. Draw, drive, draw, drive.
A lot there. I'll give her someplace to go. See, to my right, someplace to go there.
It took her a while to go through there because it was a narrow gap there between me and the fence. There she comes. I'll give her a release there. Pet her for a minute. Reorganize my stuff, my coils and my lead rope, and then I'm going to lead her by to the right. Her right. Around my right side there. There goes the hindquarters. So that's all starting to check out pretty good. She's still a little bit concerned about things going by. You can see how shocky she is when I ask her to go. She kind of jumps around there, but that'll go away. I keep going and doing that until she gets quieter about it and starts to move more on a feel than on fear.
Okay, you're on now.
Okay, got her haltered up. Same as the last session, just roped her first, had to rope her. I tried not to rope her, but she wouldn't allow that. So we kind of tried to just drop a loop on her so there wasn't so much commotion, but and there wasn't. It worked. It took me several shots to get it caught, but it worked out, and didn't take me long to get the halter on. And mostly because of the work the work I did yesterday on her ears and her neck and her poll and her eyes. That really helped. Just helped immensely. So I'm trying to just do a little more with the halter today. I mean, that's my goal. If she'll let me, a little more with it. In other words, I'll ask her more with the halter than with the last rope. So it's not on her tight enough, but I think I got it good enough, so I think I can get my work done today. So I'll pull a little bit on draw, draw, draw. Come back here and ask her to lead right up. I did that right off the lead rope, off the halter. And if she would have, got panicked right there, I would have just let off on the halter rope and tried to roll her over with my last rope, because I don't want her to feel like she can get out of this situation by backing up, evading, too much. There. So I'm kind of scratching her today a little bit more, and I'm just seeing where she's at. I still want her to go forward and roll. So I don't stop that. I keep looking for that every time, because if she just backs up, turns and faces me and starts backing up, well, in the beginning I took that, but it's like she can step her left hind leg forward up under herself there. I'll just keep going until she goes forward, and I'll try to get out before she backs up, like that. And so she's processing that. So you don't this is all foundational stuff, and the foundation is the foundation. So it's about getting those hindquarters to yield first and foremost, and I keep building on that as I'm doing all this other stuff too. So because I can't do enough of it, I guess got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. That's good. And this side. So I'm practicing leading her because she's coming off of pressure. And I'll ask her to come up there. Then I'll give her that release when she comes to me a little bit, see? So that the last thing she doesn't think of is when I get way back there and kind of set back a little bit, he'll quit me. I don't want to get into that. I want her to say, well, that was not what I was looking for, but if you come off of pressure, I'll give you a little bit of a breather. A recess, if you will. That's good. Shelter, and it's wind's blowing and it's flapping like crazy. That's good. If she can just hang in there, that's good. And she's been under these quite a bit in this windy weather, so it's not like something new to her, but it's good to work her in it too.
Draw. Drive. Good. So I kind of I cornered her pretty good there with the halter rope, and she responded pretty good. And I put an extra long lead on this halter rope specifically for this project. This halter rope is extremely long. I wouldn't use it just in a normal situation, but I thought if my angle got a little bit bad, I could kind of readjust and not lose her by having a little bit of longer halter rope. So that's something to consider. If you got one this little wild ones like this, draw first, see? So I won't pulsate. What I mean by pulsate is just kind of bumped, lightly bumped. There's the pulse. Make it uncomfortable. All I'm doing is just make it uncomfortable for her to stand there. So she's got to figure out something else without me losing this halter off of her. She's thinking. There, she come off. Yeah, it's pretty big. I'd like to be able to get it tighter. Maybe I can. Her little mane is just knotted up there, and it kind of gets right in the way, so I don't want to get that mane hair stuck in my knot. Just makes it a little bit more difficult, but if I can clear it all out, that'd be great. See, and I learned that another bit of terminology is I call it checking back in. That's what the guys were calling it that I learned from. You got to check back in with these little green ones quite a bit. In other words, I'm doing this and they can get kind of lulled, and then the minute I move they can really get startled. So I check back in with them just to kind of let them know I'm here. Then I go back to my project. See, there. Just checking back in with her, and she remembers. See, because they kind of, so if I make a move, and if I come back here and say, yeah, okay, good. So I just keep doing that, checking back in is what I call it. Same thing when you're riding them. If you just sit there too long, and when they were good, they may get really scared, and then all of a sudden you don't know what happened. So just keep checking back in with them, rub on them, move them. Here. There. So I'm just trying to get this knot taken up just a bit, shorten this halter up a little bit. I have a smaller halter, but it's for weaners, but I looked at it the other day and it just looked too small. The noseband looked too small, and I have a hard time adjusting these rope halter nosebands because you got to work that knot. So I just aborted that idea and just went to this bigger halter. I think I might have got about an inch better. Pretty stiff little halter. And that's not either better or worse. It's just how you use it. But it's a little harder to tie because it's a little stiffer rope. So what I'm going to attempt to do is that. Of course, I got to clear all my stuff. It's just important. Okay, so we're kind of going solo with the halter, so we'll see how that works out. She goes, wow, no neck rope. So that's what I was saying. See, now I got a little longer tail. If I got to drive, I have a little extra. If I don't need it, I just keep it up off the ground the best of my ability, so I don't step into it and tangle her up or me up. This rope here, I just got it at a marine place where they sell rope for sailors and such. It's soft rope and you can get it cut to length, so that's where I got this years ago, and it's been real handy when I need it. So she's because I'm not putting much pressure on her and just kind of going with her, we're doing pretty good. If I put a lot of pressure on her, it might turn into something bad. So I'm doing nothing different at all, except she's got that, like I said, now she's got the pressure out on the end of her, the very furthest end. So I have more torque, I guess you might say, which can be a horrible thing if you don't use it right. So I'm using my body, the life in my body, my angle, as probably more so than the halter. The halter is just sort of let her know that there's an end to it. In other words, if she gets to the end, she'll feel it. And pretty soon she won't want to get to the end. She'll want to stay just this side of the end, meaning that she doesn't want to get bumped on, see? So if you just keep helping her find it, the end of that halter rope, if that makes sense to you guys. In other words, she's got to find the end, just like she found the end of the last rope on her neck. But it took her trying to escape to find the end, and pretty soon she knows where the end is on this. So as she's sort of coming to the end, See how she makes the adjustment herself. She prepares herself to keep from getting hit on the end of that noseband, that bump. And that's the beginning of a feel. That's just all that is. People talk about feel. That's the beginning of a feel for this horse. She's just feeling of it. And by my consistency with the last rope and the time I've had this halter on, my consistency is telling her where the end of that rope is. So what am I doing? I'm drawing her forward. She's getting forward movement. And then just before she hits the end of that halter rope, before she hits it, this side of it, I roll her over again. See, so again, I keep continuing on with the basic foundation as I try to advance the understanding of this little horse. So that's all I'm doing. So like I heard one of the masters say one time, he says, it's 0 to 1, right? 0 to 1. Well, I'm at 0 and there's 1. And you take 0 to 1 with you the whole time. If that makes any sense. I know that sounds kind of wild and kind of mysterious, but 0 to 1, there it is. Because she'll have to have 0 to 1 the rest of her life. You just develop on that from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1. So I can't get hardly past 0 to 1 right now, and that's fine with me, and it's fine with her. One day maybe we'll get to 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and then as we advance, we go from there. But we always take that 0 to 1 with us. And if I can't get 0 to 1, then there's no sense of me even going any further. None, 0. I just keep getting 0 to 1 better and better and better. And how do I know it's getting better? She'll start feeling of me better. She's not so scared. She'll start to turn loose a little bit, like that. Those are little signs of her getting better. And you just keep working on it every day. Every time and this, I only do it once a day, but if I had this little filly at my house, I might work her twice a day, little short ones. Once this morning and once in the afternoon. That just does them a bunch of good. But once a day is what we got, and it's working fine. Hey, you could even work her 3 times. 10-minute intervals. Just get a little change, get her quiet and soft, and then quit her, you know. She'd really come along. Yeah, so draw, roll her over. Draw, I'm getting on both sides, see? Trying to get some kind of balance on both sides. Draw, see? That's a lot there. I don't think I've ever swung it, see? I give her some place to go, see? To my right, some place to go, there. And the more safe, for example, she didn't want to go by, I would give her a bigger space to go by. I would just help her. See, that's just helping her. And then as she got better, I might narrow the gap just to challenge her, and narrow the gap until there was just a little path between the fence and me. But of course, that's way too much. She couldn't take it right now. She'd never make it. But she's making that. See, I'm almost on the other side of the corral. See, I'm giving her a big space to clear, so that she knows that's a good place for her to go. The door is open. That's the open door. So she's got to be clear where the door is open and where the door is closed. So I'm always angling myself whether I'm on their back, or on the ground, to make sure I've got, if I want a door open, then I'm got to make sure they understand that door is open, however that may present itself. Right there, the door is open, and she says, well, I'm not sure I can make it. And I'm saying, well, then I'll open it up a little farther. How about that? And she goes, okay, I think I can do that. She's doing really, really nicely on this end of this halter, with that halter on her for the first time without that neck rope, that last rope on her neck. But I like to get them, no matter what, I like to get them coming off that, off the pressure off from the neck first. And it wouldn't hurt to anybody if they even have an old saddle horse that they want to get better. You could just put a little neck rope on her, your last rope, your lariat rope, and put them in the round curl and just have a little session where they're just coming off that pressure, feeling of that pressure off that, from the neck. And it'll get them leading up better. It'll get them yielding better to you. Especially one that's got, that doesn't lead well, or is kind of drags. Broke to drag, as they say, not broke to lead. Making it difficult is all I'm doing. There's all kinds of ways to make it difficult. I'm just making it difficult for her to be standing there. So she'll get an understanding of that. Because when she did move her feet, she got relief immediately. I draw first. I'm not going to go right to the pole, the bump. There. And then I hope there's rhythm. See, if she gets a little cadence going, and I move away from her, and we kind of get some motion going, then it's all off feel. Okay. Left, right, left, right. So that was the last 3 steps were strictly off of feel. You can get them leading by a front leg like that, doing the same way. First they'll you just kind of help them find it, and pretty soon they start to let down and get an understanding of it, and they get it. I think she likes it. I mean, it's got to feel kind of good to her. She's thinking. Here we go again. Door's open. It's probably not open enough, but I'm going to see if it is, and I'll make the adjustment necessary. I'm going to back out just a little bit, help her there. See, end of the rope. Come on, come on, come on. There. Straight to me. Straight, 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 straight. Float. Look at that float in the rope. That's all her. Straight forward. See, this is difficult, but you saw me do it before with my coils. I'm just going to do it with the lead rope right here. See, drive and drive and drive until she comes off of that pressure. Good. Same thing. Just we're just now on the halter as opposed to the other thing. The rope. Boy, once you get your hands on them and just rub them all over if you can, that'll do a lot for just getting her gentle down about everything. I took a hold of her just so she'd know, and she was good about it. There, good. Come on, come on. Come over here. See if I can get her a little closer without her getting scared. There. There. Draw. It's awful close for her, but she's doing good. Doing good. So whenever she moves, it just gives it on her own, because she's got a little scared of this rope on the ground. I was just kind of throwing it around there. It gives me an opportunity to just corner her again and again and again and again. Yeah, that was better. There's a little corner right there, see? She's already trying to do it before I corner, so that's good. That was on her. Good stuff. There. Good. Good. There. So I try to throw it out and behind her so that it's going to cause, if it's going to cause movement, I'm trying to cause forward movement, right? So she saw it coming and she was going to hightail it out of there, but again, it gave me an opportunity to just do the same thing. Have her find it, give her the release for finding it. Out and around. Because see, one day I'll be able to lead her in a full circle all the way around quietly, just kind of relaxed. That's the idea. We're just doing little, not even half circles, but just boom to the end of the halter rope. But there. Yeah. 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 Good. Now just, there. There she comes down a little bit with her head though, so that's good. She's dropping her head. Well, that'd be good, I think, for today. Got a little more accomplished today, and I'm glad. Even if we didn't, there was still some things that I could have got her better at. But I'm glad I was able to take the rope off and just work her strictly on the halter. Oops. Get that out of here. There. That's good. That's good. Okay, I'm going to give it a try to get this halter off nice and clean the best I can. See, and I don't want her, even though she is anticipating now, because she heard and felt that halter come a little looser. I untied the knot. So I'll just wait on her. Step away before she steps away. And the idea behind that is she won't anticipate turning and running as soon as she's loose, because that can be a tough habit to break. And that'll do it for today.